Okay. Uh, First of all, as always, I want to thank God. Um, I want to thank God for giving me the chance to see things for what they are. I want to thank God that before whatever horrible things happens to me, I was able to hear the testimonies, to see these perps for what they're truly involved in, what this program is about, and who's running this show. You know, it's easy to get lost in this retardation of like psyops and facade these perps are trying to create. You know, it's like children try to play a game that they want you to accept, and you're like, do you think I'm going to ever let you escape? Like, you've heard the horrible atrocities at this point. And you see these people, and then I think I know why they like to use these childlike minded people. Because I've seen some of them, they're like, you, you can escape into a fantasy. You, you, you can go somewhere else. That's what they use these children. Or even these adults who have no problem being children when they need to. You know that they torture children. You know the tortures are some of the horrible, the worst things you can even, like, you don't understand. It's it's so bad. And children's the torture are not only children but women and men, and it's just horrible things they do to them. And you know that the people doing that to them, these perps, can be inclusive of children, because the way these tortures are applied onto target individuals is remotely. And this technology is super sophisticated. So you know this childlike individual saying, "Oh no, this it's abuse." This person talking to you, if she hasn't yet, will get some point be doing that to a woman and maybe a child. So you truly see them for what they are. You know that this person who's almost a child, who sounds like a child, will have blood of children on her hand. Not because it's her money, not because she runs this program. It's because she worked for these governmental entities that use human subjects, including children, as test subjects and would torture them in ways that you don't understand. And they have normalized these things. They can block out reality. They can block out reality to the point that they think that if I look at them, I will forget what they've done to babies. They forget that they did. We're talking about suffocations of a 7-year-old child. 2 seconds ago, as I was saying that, uh, some the child like say, "Oh no, it's abuse. You use her hands. You use her hands or something like that." And she was trying to talk about me as a child with the inappropriate act of a child, and try to exaggerate that to the worst way they can. Because I was reading this article. The truth is, I know what I did was an impulsive act of a child. I know that they know that. But these people who torture children, these people who are doing horrible things to even infants, are going to do everything possible so that you don't look at them the way you need to look at them. So they will be no. And there was this article talking about how children at that age, you have to look at a child as a child. The brain of a child is not a brain of an adult. Kids don't know any better. Kids have their brain is developing. They have this level of impulsiveness of a child and not aware of what what they did. This is can easily happen to a child. And at one point, they mentioned some definition of what's considered sexual abuse, and in that definition, it said that for that to be sexual abuse, it has to be physical touch. But what I did to myself is to myself, and so that's what they want to exaggerate to the level where there is physical interaction with somebody else, because that's what they want that to be. That did not happen, but I understand it's still an inappropriate act of a child, right? But that's what a child is capable of doing. I know that, they know that, but these people are torturing children. They do horrible things to babies. A child just died because a target individual lost his mind because what they do is the pedophilia type of torture. And today, when they force me to give this nasty sexual stimulation to our children, they're like, no, but I remember what you did as a kid. Remember? And make me think that's how I responded to when I was a child. Like, no. I did this dumb thing as a child because it was an impulsive act of a child, but I never even thought like that. And at the same time, I'm a fucking grown man. I'm an adult, if anything. You can never try to make me accept this manipulation by saying that this is how I used to think when I was a kid. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to listen to every testimonies that say the exact same things, that these people force men and women to have sexual stimulation toward children. And they not only do these things, but actually harm children. And I'm going to be, I know me, I know who I am. You are telling me that what you're doing is me when I was a kid, or making me experience what I experienced. And I should not look at the testimonies that show a clear correlation that you can see. And you know yourself. But on top of that, you have other people saying the same exact same thing that you're saying. So I'm thankful that I don't have to dumb myself down like that. Because the atrocities these people are involved in is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they've tried to normalize this shit. These people of all genders, all ages, all races, really trying to make you think, forget about what you heard about these horrible things. Forget about this mass shooting that just killed 18 people, child inclusive. Because the target individual, again, lost his mind. Was being called a pedophile via voice to skull. He lost his mind, killed 18 people. He started shooting the place where there was a special night for kids. Kids League. Thankfully, only one child. It's sad, but only at least one child only died. So it could have been worse. More children could have died. But 18 people died and 13 wounded, including other children. While this trash I hear, wanting me to let them live the fantasy, they are the trash of this earth, and the governmental entities running this program. And I'm so thankful that I have this as a way to put things back in perspective. You know, it's funny how they're like, oh, it's not fair. It's like, what? It's absolutely fair. That the governmental entities running this program have shown a clear pattern of pedophilia as an issue in their agencies and entities. Me, I look at it as like, that is validation. That is putting things in perspective when I need that. When I'm gaslighting by people who are involved in the, on top of that, you add that to it, oh my gosh, now I can see you even better for what you are, no matter how I'm thinking, no matter how I'm manipulated. So whatever horrible things I'm going to go through, people talk about how I'm going to be castrated and told, I'd rather get castrated. You know, I was listening about this podcast about cults, and one cult, people castrated themselves. And the reason why is because they thought it was part of this like way to get to this promised land or whatever, some kind of, and I'm like, you know, I can understand a little bit of that, because for me, this is bigger. I'm thankful to God that I'm not the one living this life. They work for pedophiles, they torture children, they do this manipulation, they force people to think in these ways, they cause people to kill so many people. And they do this in the most cowardly ways. The person talking to me cannot live on her own for a month. They are childlike minded people, and the adults involved make themselves damn near retarded. And because they have to. I'm not saying that there's plenty of people way smarter than me involved themselves in this program, but having to damn themselves. Because they want me to identify with the manipulation that clearly all it takes is just listen to a little bit of testimonies from people who say the exact same thing as you, or listen to people who claim that they're target individual. You don't know them. Why are they going to say the same thing that you're saying? Why? And to hear a grown man try to be badass and say, yeah, he's going to start, he's going to box you, he's going to lift you, kill. You work for governmental entities that are so pedophilia-centric. The bill was passed to try or to attempt to limit the amount of child porn done with the using the devices given to them by governmental entities. Dude, how much validation can you are a bottom feeder for pedophiles? I'd rather die in hell and get castrated and starve to death. But I understand why at the same time. I understand why they're involved in this. I understand. They do this because it gives them this empowerment. I mean, forget about the incentive, financial incentive. They can have regular jobs and maybe get some. I mean, it probably won't be as easy. But I understand that the feeling of being able to manipulate somebody in these ways, or to manipulate a person, period, gives them this power they don't have in real life. To hear what they say, to dumb themselves down, it's just ridiculous. But I understand why he's tricking himself to like find a way to make himself okay being involved in this, because it's humiliating. Because he and she and they want to do this thing feeling okay about themselves. But what I'm doing is like, here, this is reality. And they don't want to see that. It's like, no, we choose people. It's trash us. You can't even say a fucking pedophile's name. Oh, you chose to not torture a child? Wow. Do you understand how stupid this is? A grown man, to try to convince me I should identify with this. It's like, no, you know what? You is different. We chose you. We choose people. So you tell me that you're in a program when you can choose to torture a child. But you didn't. Wow. You're a piece of shit, you fucking low life. I'm sorry for the language, but people who are willing to work in a program that does these horrible things to babies and be like, no, you know what? We can choose to torture children, but we didn't. We chose you because you deserve it. But not these babies. Fucking trash. Do you understand how stupid they want you to be? I'd rather get castrated, target individual. I'd rather die in the worst way than be in a program where I'm working in an environment where babies are being tortured. And these people talking to me, some of them have done that to children and women. And they didn't choose me. I was put in this program by people who are so conservative. They spend money on a pedophile that can't even say his name. These people are the weak, low-life bottom feeders who've been humiliated by reality. Because regardless of who they choose and don't choose, you chose to work for a program where the governmental entities running this program are so pedophilia-centric. And you do this manipulation of the mind that you've been doing to every other target individual. And you're just a low-life and opportunist like every other perps, which is okay. It doesn't take much to do what they do. Majority of people will choose the weak path, the easy path, the empowering path, but at a cost of selling your soul to pedophiles and having to sound like a child when you're grown-ass men. Even playing with the tonality. We choose people. Sure, you're grown-ass men. You choose nobody. Piece of shit. There's people in this program. They put in this with test subjects. You do the nastiness you do to other people. That includes children, women, and men. You do the pedophilia type of torture. You torture babies. It's horrible. I would starve to death to be involved in a program where babies can be tortured. This is dignified. Where you eat all the food and live this disgusting life. Watch how he comes back. I would die gay. And it's funny, they're like, no, you're going to fight. Because I say these things to them, and they hate this reality. I say, you're fags. And they go in there, listen to the cowardness. I could be living that life. Target individual, we are dignified. Whatever sufferings we're going to go through, we all die. Can you imagine you live your life at this level of low-lifeness? When they see all your death and your torture, they don't know what the hell's going to happen to them. Do you think they have an ounce of bravery when they do these things? The only bravery they have is their voices. Is when they speak to you remotely. You're bad. You see who's talking to you. They're completely facing other ways. You look at you. Even grown men bigger than me. I'm looking at them. It's like you choose people. Trust you can't even say that name. I can pull up a name right now. You're scared to be scared to say it. You see who runs this program? I remember when I was walking out. These guys were trying to intimidate me. I say this name, Roy Moore. I never see it. And these guys were definitely tough guys. They stared. Wow. It's like fear of God. I never seen that in my life. I'm like, Jesus. You see? This is how you know you're trapped. You've been compromised. This man is a man who allegedly picking up kids as young as 14 years old when he was 35 years old and he was an assistant DA. Do you understand? They are scared of this man, or scared to even. I'm like, wow. He looked straight, but before that, he was like looking at me. That I said that name, so I could see the fear. I don't think this is a guy who's usually fearful of things, but I say that name, and I swear to God, I've seen this guy. It's like his life flashed by. He's like, what? And but you hear their voice just go, "No, you're scared. You're gonna do that. You want. You cowards." Bottom feeders and sold to pedophiles. Even their children, the children are sold to pedophiles. And yes, these people talking to me torture children. And they want to be to, and you know how they wanted me to respect them. It's like, no, but we choose to not torture children. The others, our co-workers, do that. Our colleagues do that. This is the kind of interaction I hear from these perps. No, you torture children, you torture women, and you do pedophilia type of torture. But I understand why you do that. At the end of the day, target individual, don't forget what this is all about. They need human subjects because this technology gets better with time, gets better with more people used as test subject. They need men, women, and children. These people doing that to me, some of them have expertise on all genders, on all ages, from the young to the older one. Because they look at us as guinea pigs, not human beings. They want to see what they're capable of doing, what more things they can be able to do to people. This is what's really about. The bullshit storyline, now you pay for what you did, you pay trash as these bottom feeders out here killing women and children. Doing horrible things, and they're working day in and day out to do this whole. What? You think I don't know this person doing that to me can easily do that to a woman? Easy, light work. I don't have doubts, especially with time. No, they've already desensitized themselves to the point where, they don't see target individuals as human beings. They're just, okay, well, it is. I'm sorry. That's how things are gonna go. You and your children, hey, let's see what we can do. That's what they do. And then they'll die. Target individual, find yourself lucky that you didn't get yourself in this, where you could do that to even a baby, or involved in a program that does that to baby, and you're like, oh no, you know what? My coworkers do that, not me. No. This I could have done that. I was the options there, but no. I chose not to do that. I did it to you, but not this woman and her 3 kids. I'm not destroying them. They don't care about target. They think target individuals are guinea pigs. That's it. And they enjoy this. You could live life like that. And for the people who put me in this program, I'm so glad that they continue on this road of what they do. Because these people who tell me about all these horrible things, tell me how it's their world. Seeing somebody be terrified of a name that I just said. They try to say this name in these ways where I can barely hear it. But I've said that in their faces. Oh, awkward. Like you see them feel uncomfortable, sweating. I'm like, what the hell? Like they're having like a whole anxiety attack. It's like, you see, why do you think this is happening? I feel like there's like entities letting them know, like, listen, I'm warning you. You're a coward, lowlife. In every level you look at, from the people who run the show, from what you guys do, to what you cannot even say, you're gonna get yours. And you're very cowardly. Look at your coworkers. For the brave man that's talking to you there, that's your coworker there in this cart. You have to make yourself this retarded. You, as old as I am, look how stupid you are. You, smarter than me, look how stupid you have to make yourself be. You see that kid that's the same level now. Matter of fact, this person can do even better because she's already there. You gonna have to get to that level. You mother of X amount of kids. You see? You see that child? This is how you're going to have to make your brain be. To make me accept this, to gaslight me. I'd rather die in hell. Because that's the price you paid. It's okay. Everything has its time. Everything. To all my target individuals, stay strong.